Hey guys, how are you, everybody? Oh man, what another great day. I'm so thankful. It's a little cool off the ocean here. I just got out of the ocean and got some water to drink, and I'm just relaxing at the end of my day. The ocean was nice in my afternoon, my evening dip. There was no fish. There's usually like fish swimming by your feet. And today, I guess the tides didn't bring the fish in, so there wasn't a lot of fish and stuff. So I was able to fully submerge in the ocean without fish around there. And it was a full moon, and a full moon on the horizon, and it was like lighting up. It was lighting up the ocean with this like just a blue reflection. And I wanted to take a video for you guys, but I left my camera in my car because at the end of the day, when I go in the ocean, what I try to do is use that time, my personal care time, just time by myself, no distractions, no phone, because most of the day and most of the time, my phone is always by me, whether it's for work or personal. And so for an hour or so every evening, I just put my phone totally down. I go in the ocean, and I just reflect on the day, I reflect on my life, and and that's just part of me recharging my batteries, and that's important for your well-being, very important. L12FL, good evening, Sam. And then she gave the half moon emoji and the palm tree emoji. Good evening to you. It's actually a full moon, or at least I saw one on the horizon in the ocean. Good to see you. Andy G, good evening, Sam. Andy G, how are you, brother? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate your positivity. So what I'm reflecting on today, um, Data Geek, hey Data Geek, how was your day at work? Good to see you. Good to see you. Praying for you, believing the best for you, and knowing that no one can take what God has for you. Knowing that, um, look, just keep going for it, Data Geek. Don't let anyone steal your joy, because you're going to be fine. You're going to be more than fine. Brooke, hey Brooke, how are you? Hello, Sam. Have you experienced a hurricane party yet? No, but I experienced a hurricane in New Jersey. Okay, I experienced a hurricane in New Jersey, not Florida. I spent a week and a half in New Jersey without power. Okay, I know people in New Jersey that lost their homes. So New Jersey had one of the worst hurricanes on the East Coast in the past 20 years, Hurricane Sandy, a few years back. So a lot of people, I'm scared to come to Florida to sharks, hurricanes. It's just another excuse on why they don't want to change their driver's license. It's another excuse on why they don't want to move away from family members. It's another excuse on why they don't want to push forward with their life. They want to stay in the comfort zone, which is their daily things that they know. They don't want to grow. And if you're going to grow, you got to get out of, oh, I'm scared of sharks, I'm scared of bugs. I mean, come on. Believe me, not too much to be scared of here. Very nice, very nice. L12FO. There's your full moon emoji. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I was a little red flag there with the K. This is a pro tip, like my man Show Enough would say from Oklahoma. Pro tip: if you pour your heart out to a girl in a multi-bullet point text message, and she replies one letter, K, the relationship is fully over. Okay. Period. You don't need to see a psychiatrist for that. Okay. And another pro tip for my guys out there: never make your text message longer than two sentences. She's not reading that bullet point paragraph, and you're going to end up with a one-word reply, one-letter reply, K. Relationship is over at that point, and you got to move on with your life, okay? Bottom line. What I want to talk to you, Data Geek, it was a rough day. I'm going to talk about my day too. We're going to talk about tonight. Don't put too much on your soul. That's the structured topic tonight. Hang in there, guys, because a lot of people on the verge of a mental breakdown. Be careful. Data Geek. It was rough, but I felt good because I kept smiling. That's key. Like, smile right now, even if you got to fake it. And pushing forward, you need to give a lot of exclamation marks. Good job. I refuse to let this get me down. Love and respect. You have to refuse to let this world get you down. You have to refuse to let a sarcastic, negative email get you down. You have to remember you're blessed, you're healthy, you have your vigor. And look, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. These people that are always negative, that are always, oh my God, we got to do this, we got to do this. These type of people that come in one day, they want to change the world, then the next day they're going to call out sick, then the next day they're going to go on vacation, and then they're going to come back with a ball of fire again, and they're going to burn out. Okay, the turtle wins the race. Okay, it's not the fastest, it's those that can endure to the end. Rattle it down. Hey, Sammy, hey, rattling down. Stay away from that drama. That's what I want to talk about today. Don't put too much on your soul. I had a conversation with a great person today, a loving person. I love them all my heart. And she was telling me a story, and I won't get into the specifics, but the story was about drama and another person. And this person that the story was about, I don't know if she was right or wrong, if she did what she was accused of or if she didn't, because it's hard to tell. You never really know unless you're there, unless you fully witness everything. What's the full story? You only get half the story in life, and most people, So I really stayed away from judging the situation, whether the person did what was alleged they did or not. But one red flag that came into my mind was this person. Every time I hear a story about this person, there is drama involved with this person. So maybe they did it, maybe they didn't, I don't know. I'm not their judge and jury, but what I could tell you is drama always follows them. And that's, again, confirmation that you should stay away from those type of people. Once in a while, if you're a compassionate, empathetic person, you're going to say, oh, maybe I was being a little bit too hard. Maybe I shouldn't have blocked them. Maybe I shouldn't have cut them off. And then you're going to see that they're spiteful and that drama always follows them. You did the right thing by cutting them off. Somebody just left a comment, that, oh, I didn't like the way you responded. I'm unsubscribing. I'm glad I cut you off. I don't like you either. But I'm saying all that to say, after the conversation, my soul felt hurt. Why did my soul feel hurt? Because, the person I was talking to, I love. And she's telling me this story about somebody else, and I could tell it affected her. So I start to take on her sadness. And she says, Sam, look, I really didn't want to tell you because I don't want to put the burden on you. And I'm glad because, look, I won't only take so much. I have to take care of myself. But I'm glad she shared because everyone needs to vent. Even I vent. I have a couple people in my life that are close that I trust that I vent to. It's okay to vent. It's not okay to do a pity party. There's a difference. So I've learned through maturity to let that person vent. I listened. But then, my soul wanted to take on all that sadness and fix it. You can't fix it. I had to let that go. And I had to remember that I can't change the situation. Certain people choose to be in a situation. I have to let that go, and I have to keep going forward with my life. That's going to be a challenge. Whether you have children, a lover, a friend, you're going to want to take on their sadness on your soul, and you're going to want to fix it. Well, many times you can't. Many times you just have to. You just have to let that go. Period. You have to let that go off your soul. And you have to just keep moving forward. And that's it. I mean, a lot of times in life, what you're going to find is you're going to get seduced into making yourself sad. You're going to get seduced into listening to sad songs. You're going to get seduced into watching horror movies. You're going to get seduced into keeping your soul sad. You should be focusing on keeping your soul inspired. Many people do the opposite. They want to see how sad they can make themselves. You should see how happy you can make yourself. That's why some people get upset. Some people, I still can't believe people must be living from the 1920s. They say, Sam, I can't believe you recommended to somebody to look at porn. Why not? Should I recommend that they date you? Hell no. After that comment, you want to see somebody sad? I mean, date that person. Total disaster. You'd be better off watching porn being by yourself. Oh, damn right. I co-sign that. Oh yeah, big time. L1. Oh wait, I got to go back to another comment. Elise, Alice, hey Alice, live, and I'm here. Hello, I'm good to have you here. Elise is another positive person so far. You never know what will happen in the future, but so far, very positive person I met, and I'm very thankful for her, and for 90% positive. I'm very thankful. Brooke, I regret taking my vacation. I'm so bored without my job, but at least I got YouTube. And then she laughed. I go back on Tuesday. It's an interesting comment. I mean, there's a season of life for that. I spoke to somebody today too. They're going through a lot in their personal life, and they said the same thing. They're on vacation. They kind of can't wait to go back to work. And even the person who I was talking to about this sad situation, she said to me, Sammy, that's why I like to work, because it keeps my mind off this craziness. Not me. See, I have designed my life so happy and rich and fulfilled in my personal life. Believe me, if I could live with my investments, I would just be in Atlantic Ocean all day long, and you guys really see inspiration on these videos. I mean, forget about it. But some people, it's too, they're entangled with their children, they're entangled with a lover, they haven't developed their full dependence yet, they haven't figured out life, and so, their work is their distraction. And some people need that work to keep their mind off the sad things, to keep the sadness off their soul. And that's why it's very important at some point you design your life so that you don't live for vacations. Because if you live for vacations, you're going to want to get back to work, and then you're going to need a vacation from your vacation. And I don't know. I mean, there's nothing wrong, I guess, if you do work that inspires you. But what you're going to find is that when you go back to work, you're going to be tired of work again, and it's just a vicious cycle. But Brooke, thank you for sharing. L12FO. I have noticed some people surround themselves and get involved with drama to avoid facing their own legitimate problems. Yeah, I agree with that. It's just like some people like to hear bad news from other people, so it's like, oh, my life ain't that bad. That person fucked up too. See, I don't like that. See, I like to hear people doing good. I don't know. That's true, though. I mean, they say birds of a feather flock together. That's true. But that's why you have to just learn to let it go. For whatever reason, whether it's birds of a feather flock together, or whether it's just two people who can't figure it out, just are bonded together, or need someone else to talk to, or whatever. I don't know. I mean, there's so many different dark holes in life that you can go down in trying to figure out the world. All I can tell you is let go. Don't put too much sadness on your soul. Because if you walk around sad and you start to take on too many of the burdens of other people, guess what's going to happen? You're going to end up in therapy. You're going to end up sad. You're going to end up, just not in a good place. I mean, there's nothing wrong with therapy. There's nothing wrong with getting help. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, you have to go forward. And you have the responsibility to keep sadness off your soul, to keep yourself inspired, to keep yourself in a healthy mindset. Take care of your well-being. That's important. Because guess what? If you don't, what else can you do? Can you really be effective? Can you really be a positive light? Can you really, no, you can't. Somebody else really kind of needs to encourage you. And that's okay for a season or a moment, but not for a long-term living, not sustainable living. Brooke F. L12FO, she says, that's exactly it. I used to be a drama queen at work. I'm glad that you said that. Thank you. I decided to say fuck it, and I just roll with it. I'm much happier. Well, that's wisdom, and that's maturity. Good job, Brooke, because it does take a mature mind to admit that. So, and that shows maturity and leadership, in my opinion. And you're still young, so I give you a lot of credit for saying that. And even me, that's still a challenge for me. Sometimes, like even today, I had to remind myself, just roll with it. I think that's a good saying, Brooke. You just let it be. Just let it go. Keep your mind fluid. Don't hold on too tight. I think that's wisdom. Justin, oh, hey Sam. Justin, what's going on, brother? Hope you had a good day, man. Good to see you. L12FO, Brooke, good girl. Yep, I mind my own business at work. That's wisdom. Look, I think in life, period, unless you see injustice, unless you see that you need to speak up for someone, I would say just mind your business. I would say 90% of the time you just need to mind your business. There's 10% of the time where you have to speak up and assert yourself, and make sure that you speak your piece. But for the most part, life is just really minding your business and staying out of drama, and again not taking on too much sadness. Again, I think the human mind is almost seduced into sadness, and you have to be very careful with people who are very sweet. People who are very sweet can be very sour. People who are very happy and they're never balanced, you don't see them you'll see a variety of different mindsets when you watch my video. I mean, overall they're positive and uplifting, but sometimes I'm a little bit intense. But to me, that's a good balance, because what I found in life is you're going to be seeing a nice, sweet person, and then all of a sudden, one day, you're going to see the imbalance. Because if they're very this, then they can go very this. I never forget, I remember giving one of my friends a compliment. I said, man, you got a sweet wife, man. She's very nice. She brought me water or something. and then she walked away and goes, brother, you ain't got to live with her. She ain't that sweet. Believe me, you're just seeing the outside. He goes, and that's what he says. He said, anything that's sweet can be very sour. And I said, oh shit, the guy's right. He's got to be very careful. There's always a counter action to too much of anything will become out of balance. You got to be very careful. But that's it. I mean, overall, I think I feel good. Overall, I feel in a good place. And I'm thankful for where I'm at in life. I really am. I've I know what I can control, and that's pretty much myself. And then even there's some things in my own life, obviously, that I can't control. So I learn to let that go, and I learn to take life one day at a time. I think that's another key to happiness. It's another key to not getting sad. It's just to take life one day at a time, and that's it. Like I was reflecting on too. Don't take naps, man. Don't sleep. I always say, like, if you slug around. I was thinking about that yesterday. I'm glad I don't have an RV in one sense, because I was a little bit like tired after work. It's like 5:30, and I was like, man, I could take a little nap if I had like something to lay down on. And I could have, went in the campground, laid down a little bit. But it was like, I don't want to lay down, because I know what happens. If you take a nap at 5, at 2 in the afternoon, what happens is you're going to mess up your sleep cycle. At 10, 11 o'clock, you're not going to be tired. You're going to be up all night. And then that starts a whole pattern of a bad sleep cycle. And I'm telling you right now from personal experience, if you take naps during the day, your sleep cycle will be disturbed. And when you don't get the proper sleep, your mental capacity is derated. And I'm telling you right now, people, in my opinion, 90% of people are on the verge of losing their sanity. Definitely, without a doubt. You don't realize how fragile people are in this world. They may appear that they have it all held together, but I'm telling you right now, I mean, most people, they're on the verge. I mean, I'm very simple. I don't have a dog anymore. I don't have kids. I don't have many relationships. So, I don't have many burdens. People that have all those burdens, plus work, plus this and this and that, I mean, you forget about it, man. Like, it's just like one thing that's going to push them over the edge. And so the human mind can be at a very fragile state. And so the last thing you need to do is make it worse by adding additional stress. How do you add additional stress? By lack of sleep, by just poor habits, eating, poor friendships, unequal friendships. You should have friendships where you can vent to each other, to share your stories, to let it out, because you shouldn't hold all that in. I'm glad that person today that I was having a conversation with, I'm glad that they shared their story, because I knew they were being very sensitive not to share it, to like put too much on me. So I respected that. I knew they just needed to get it off their chest, and that's why I was able to take it. And that's why too, it's come with maturity. At 38, I was able to just listen, not give too much advice, and just let it go, and just be there as a listener. See, in my younger days, in my more immature days, I would listen, I would try to give advice, and I would say, look, this is what you got to do. And then I would try to intercede and get involved and try to change things. And that's when even more drama, more conflict would happen. When you get to a mature place and someone's just venting, you have to learn how to listen, not say too much, let it go, and then just refocus on your life. That is key. And I'm saying key to your peace. It's key to resolution in the situation that you're listening about. And it's key to moving forward. Never forget that, guys and girls. Brooke, L12FL. It's hard sometimes, though. I work on the box line at UPS, loading the truck surrounded by other women and high school kids. Laugh my ass off. I hear that. I'm not mad at you. Justin O. Weather is extremely beautiful here. Just soaking it all in. Hopefully everything's going well with you. Good, Justin. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see you smiling, brother. It's good to see people smiling, man. And yeah, the weather plays a huge part. That's why I moved down to Florida. The weather, I know I got my goalie on tonight. Right now it's about 78 degrees, a little breezy. That's cold for me. Plus I just got out of the ocean, so I'll take this off before I go to bed. But for me, the environment, the scenery, the climate, the atmosphere, the culture, they play a part in what I call quality of life. When I get off of work and when I see palm trees and when I see a beautiful sunset and when I go into the, ocean and it's 68 degrees and it's 80 plus outside, that adds to a quality of life. That relieves stress. If I got off work in New Jersey and it was in the 60s, even if it was in the 60s, like during a summer night and it was cloudy, and you're seeing like 18-wheeler trucks going down 287, and it's just a disaster. Now again, love and respect to all my people in Jersey. I still watch this, but You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just a disaster for me. And I need to be by things that inspire me. I need that, or else my soul dies. L12FO, Brooke L, like Sam said, it shows maturity, yep, that you are steering clear of the workplace drama. Totally agree. Keep rolling with it, girl. And then she gave the peace emoji, purple heart, and something like a gold star. Yeah, I agree. Good job, L12FO. Good job encouraging. Good job, Brooke. Austin. I am only one here, freezing night. Yeah, I mean, for me, like I always say, once I get into the 70s, I start to get cold. People understand that. Like, that's why I said, like, I'm chasing 90 degrees. Now, at night, when I'm ready to go to bed, I like it in the low 70s or even 60s. When it's cool at night, that's nice. But during the day, I mean, look, I like it hot. That's just how I am. Not everyone's like that. Some people, again, they look for 70, 60 degrees. I look for 80s, 90s. That's just what I like. That's how I am. Uh, Kensa. Hey, Kensa. How are you? Good to see you. I think I got it right. L12FO. Let it go, let it go. And then she gave a lot of music emojis. Yeah, that's like that. I never saw it, but that's what I got from that movie Frozen. It was like that animated movie Frozen that came out a couple years ago, and everyone was saying "Let it go." So I never saw the movie, but I guess that was like the main guiding principle that whatever you face in life, to keep your soul from not being too sad, you have to let it go. Because if your soul gets too sad, you're not going to be inspired. When you're not inspired, you don't have like the spirit of God in you. Like when you're inspired, you feel God in your body. I mean, you feel it in your being, and not in a religious way, but in a way where like you really break yokes, and that's for me. That's what I want to. That's my goal, right? So some people have different goals. I mean, that's one of my goals, to be as inspired as possible, live an inspired life, and so I try to do things to make me inspired. Just to know. Okay. So I'm not going crazy. And then I gave a couple of laughs. Yeah, it's good. Now, I don't mind this because, see, why I don't mind too, like once in a while, a little cool night in Florida, because I know all year round it's going to be warm. So, like this time of year, as I make this video, it's like towards the end of August. Summer's almost over, at least in Jersey. In Florida, endless summer. That's the license plate, too. So, what's really encouraging my spirit is that this time in late August in New Jersey, I would start to get anxious because I know summer's over and I don't want to go through fall. Some people like fall. I don't like fall. I don't want to go through, definitely don't want to go through winter. And then spring takes a long time to warm up. I like the fact to know that I'm in a climate, I'm in an environment that's going to stay hot all year round, and that inspires me. Endless summer. Look, I'm going to do a video from Publix. They sell beach gear all year round. Like, like in the winter, like, you go to Acme, you go to ShopRite up north. Like, they ain't selling like bikinis and like blow up shark pool toys that go like in your pool. Did they sell like ice scrapers? Do I want to buy an ice scraper? Hell no. I want to. I don't know. I don't want to buy it, but I want to walk into Publix and I want to see like the neon color tubes that you put in the water, in the ocean towels and the beach gear. That inspires me. When I walk into Publix and I see like they're selling like beach gear in December, that's inspiring as hell. Like when I'm in Jersey or when I go back to Jersey or something, and I see them selling like shovels. Talk about lack of inspiration. Talk about making your soul sad. Not total disaster. Patrick. Hey there, what's up, brother? Did you ever work for yourself? Yes, I did. I have an electrical contracting business, but I also worked at night because I wasn't fully ready to commit to just my own money, because I wasn't making enough to fully support my lifestyle. I had to work a night job for a company, and then during the day I did contracting work. I almost burnt myself out. And that's when I realized you have to choose one or the other eventually. I do think it's a good thing that if you want to start, like work a night shift for a company and then during the day do your own business, you can do that for a season, but long term you'll burn yourself out. That's what I did. I burned myself out. I was working at night for a company. During the day I was doing electrical contracting work, and on the weekends I had a nonprofit organization that was helping the needy. And so I burnt myself out. And then I had to shut everything down and I had to regroup because I wasn't taking care of myself. I was burning myself out. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't do anything inspired. If you're not doing, because I listened like to my radio show, like when I was getting burnt out, I looked at how I was living and I was like, man, I'm just doing things to do them. Like I'm not inspired. I didn't see any passion. I didn't see any like You know what I mean? Inspiration. And so I said I got to shut everything down. I got to refocus on myself. And then the next time I do something like this, I'm going to do it in steps, and I'm going to do only enough that I'm. It's coming from my overflow, not from draining the last bit of inspiration I have. Woohoo! What's your thoughts on video games? Well, video games were a blessing in my life. I currently work in the technology industry, and I accredit me liking video games and my mom allowing me to play them when I was young. Uh, Playing video games is interfacing with technology. So at a basic level, it helps develop your skill set to interface problem solving with technology. In some way, I truly believe that helped my career. And I accredit my mom allowing me to play video games. I accredit my mom uh, for doing that and for buying me Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. I used to love video games, mainly sports video games, not like the killer games, like sports video games. It was just very inspirational to me. I do not believe that video games hurt a person. I believe that you could take all the video games away from a kid, and you still could have Cain and Abel. Look, Cain killed Abel, and there was no video games back then. He was just a jealous brother. He was a jealous sibling. He's a lazy man. So there's a lot of people like that, whether they have video games or they don't. There's been good and bad people way before video games. There'll be good and bad people way after. So now I don't subscribe to a lot of the like Grand Theft Auto games and things like that. The shooting games always just made me dizzy. The first shooter games. I always liked the sports games, Double Dribble, NBA 2K Live, Madden. I played a little bit of baseball one. For me, that was inspirational, and it helped relieve stress, and again, it helped me interface with technology. So, for me, in the season of my life, I'm very thankful for that. I don't play them anymore, but I'm thankful for the season that was. Justin O. Very two. It's just pure love, nothing but love. Amen, brother. It's great feeling, so good. It is. It is a blessing. That is the presence of God. I agree with that, and that's not religious. That's just good talk. No doubt. I agree. He loves us all and cares about us all so much. Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, it's hard to feel that when we're going through shit, and everyone has a different way of expressing that. But I'm with you. Overall, I'm with you on that, brother. Ooh, do you think there's really a Bigfoot? I remember there was a movie, Bigfoot. I like that movie. Do you guys remember that movie from the early 90s or late 80s? There was a movie called Bigfoot. YouTube it. And it was about Bigfoot. Was Chevy chasing that? I don't know. But it was about Bigfoot, and like he was living by some family. Oh, no, some family was coming back from a trip, and they ran him over. And they thought they had killed him, but he was alive. And he just ended up being like a pet. And it almost like made me cry. I love pet movies. I love pets. I love animals. I was feeding a squirrel today in the park. I just gave him like the rest of my granola bar, and he was very magical. He came right up to me like he was eating it. I did a video last year from Florida, like me feeding the squirrel. Shout out to my man Traveling Van, aka Cheesy McStuffins. He had a pet squirrel. He did a YouTube video about it. Yeah, I mean, do I know? Do I think Bigfoot exists? I don't know. I mean, do I think unicorns exist? I mean, no, but a lot of girls like them. I won't date a girl that likes a unicorn, but I did like the movie Bigfoot. I'll say that. Me and my buddy had a big fight over this the other day. I told him it's fake. Well, look, I don't go around telling people, look, if that makes them happy to believe Bigfoot's real, I won't do that. And the same thing with a girl. Like, I joke around, but like if she wants to think she's a unicorn, now I'm talking about grown adult girls. I'm not talking about young kids. Young kids should believe in transformers and all that. Never steal a young person's imagination. Never. Never steal a young person's imagination. Never. Shame on you if you do. I'm talking about adults here, okay? And you guys should know by now, if you got a kid watching my live feed, you better tell them to put the earmuffs on, because you already know. Like, look, I'm not talking about like baby stuff here. But even if you were an adult, look, and you wanted to believe in unicorns, you wanted to believe in Bigfoot, if you're not hurting anyone, I really don't care. Like, I'm not the type of person like to say, oh, you stupid, nah. Or like, grow up. No. A lot of people should stay young. A lot of people should keep their imagination. Look, certainly in life, you have to be serious and you shouldn't be a clown, but you have to keep a healthy imagination. You know what I mean? And like, you have to be able to, like see a Bigfoot. You have to be able to see a Transformer. You have to be able to see a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and not be like some old cynical guy that only wants to talk about politics and weather. You got to keep a good mind, man. A lot of people out there just dragging ass and just real old and rigid and nasty. I don't want to be like that. Um, Arash. Harry and the Hendersons. Yes, Arash. Thank you. Yes, that's the name of the movie. Good job, Arash. Yes, everyone right now, YouTube, Harry and the Hendersons. Yes, that was it. Good job. Nicholas, what's up, brother? You all right? Yeah, Nick, I appreciate that. Thank you for asking. Yeah, overall, I feel good, brother. Very thankful. Let me have some water. Let my man Star Pack. I gotta stay hydrated. I feel good, Nick. How was your day, man? Rash. Hey, Sam. What's up, brother? Do you think it would be possible to prop up some bushes in an open field and camouflage one's 4x4 to live as long stays? I guess you could, depending on where. Like, right, if you were, there's certain places in the U.S. and the West that you can go for an extended period of time and you can camp for free legally. Even in the state of Florida and different states, there's plenty of places that you can camp for, a few weeks, and you don't need to hide or camouflage yourself. You just get a permit. You go online, very simple. And that way you don't have to worry about it. But certainly, like if you wanted to just go in the middle of nowhere, they have what they call dispersed camping, where you don't need to do a permit or anything. They're just designated areas where you could just basically do that. There's hunters who do that and things like that. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's not my style. I need to be by the ocean. I need to be by a Starbucks. But I'm not mad at you if that's what you wanted to do. Harry and the Hendersons. That was it, man. Good job, A-Rash. Yeah, but towards the end of the night, um, I learned to let everything go, clear my mind of any junk. Your body gets sick when you retain something toxic, right? So when your body can't flush something, and it stays in your body too long, your body starts to back up, it starts to bloat, and it starts to make you sick. Same thing with the mind. If you don't let it go and if you don't let your mind take a dump, it's going to back up. You have to let everything go, flush everything. Um, like I remember like when I was really studying plant-based diet, they were saying like pork stays in your system for like 2 weeks. Like the average fruit or vegetable like runs through your body between 24 to 48 hours. Good foods, healthy foods, they digest, they go through your digestive system within a 24, 48 hour period and they flush out. Bad foods linger, and that's why like you have a stomach ache, and that's why you feel like shit until you take a dump, until you flush them out, because your body is having a hard time digesting them, processing them, and then letting out waste. Because what happens when you eat food is your body uses the nutrients in that food, if any, to feed your cells, and then it flushes out, the excess. Same thing with the mind. You have to process information, process conversations, learn from them, but then you have to, just like the body digests the good stuff, keeps the good stuff and flushes the bad, you have to flush the bad stuff out of your mind. You have to let go, flush out any drama, flush out any sadness, flush out any high levels of stress from work. Uh, Look, at work too, there's always going to be more stuff to do. I've never had a job where you come in and say, all right, now you've done everything and there's nothing else to do. There's always going to be another project. There's always going to be another demand put on you. So just learn to let it be and just take life one day at a time, and everything works out. Um, and that's it, guys, girls, and some robots, and whoever else is watching. But I had a good time going live, and I appreciate everyone joining, whether they watch live or whether they watch the next day on a replay. Um, Foreign object. Hey, Sam, hey, brother. Sam, describe your life in 5 years living off investments might be involved. Yeah, that's my goal. I've been broken enough in life to know that, that can change. I could lose money in investments. I'm not naive. I thank God that I've been through that. So I just want to have sustainable. I want to be able to sustain at least a minimum of $50,000. I make over six figures now, but I can live comfortably and simply and pay my own health insurance if I made at least $50,000. So that's my goal. If I can sustain that for a period of time, and I know I could do it, then that's my final goal, because then I own all my time. But I have to be able to factor in paying my own health insurance, saving up for retirement, paying into Social Security, and all those things, not just being able to make my monthly budget. I have to be able So if I could do all those things and average at least, I mean, I would like to average at least 100,000, but my minimum goal target would be if I know I could average at least $50,000 off investments per year, then I would be, that would be my final goal. I could just live off my investments. I could just make YouTube videos when I want. I could just live completely free. So I will put that out there as a goal because it is. But I'm also putting it out there that I've worked for 21 years straight, and so I don't do things foolishly or recklessly. Even when I have my own business, what I do, I worked a night shift and I did my business during the day. So I have experience, and I will always do what I need to do to provide for myself. Like, I'm not a lazy person. Like, look, I would love to just, not have to work, but, I've always, that's how I've been. Like, I know I'll do what I need to do to get where I want to get. You guys saw that, when I was in Jersey, freezing in the winters. I'll do what I need to do to get where I want to get, and I need the grace of God along the way. So, that's what it is. Thank you, Foreign Object. Ryan B. Good to see you, Sam. Always good to see you, Ryan B. I appreciate you always encouraging me. Thank you. Never ending summer. Yes. That was so inspiring to me when I saw that license plate. It was one of those moments where I said, I'm going to get that license plate, and that slogan inspires me, and that's what I did. 2 years after seeing that, that's what I did. Pay an extra $25 a year to register that specialized license plate, and I love it. It's worth every penny. Andy G. Great to catch you live feed. Good to always have you, Andy G. And I appreciate your friendship. Appreciate you for who you are, and I thank you. You sound at peace. I am. Thank you for noticing that, brother. Thanks for the message, Sammy. Forward, forward, and forward. That's right. If you remember nothing from me, just remember that one word, forward, period. Foreign object. Thank you for the reply. No, thank you, man. I appreciate you putting that goal out there that I do speak about. The great goals. Thank you. YouTube alone will kick off a good chunk of that 50%, if not all of it. I don't know. I mean, right now I'm averaging about 300 a month on YouTube. That's gross. So that would be about 3,600. Even if that doubled even if that tripled in 3 years, I mean, that'd still be like $10,000. So I think I'm a long way off. I mean, certainly anything can go viral. But that would be a long way off. I mean, I'll always be honest and share what I make there. So, for me, I think YouTube would be 7 to 10 year out before I would make at least 20,000 off that. And then, you at least could cover bare essentials. But it's a beast that you have to feed. But I enjoy doing it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it, because I don't look at it solely as a job. I mean, it's a hustle, but I enjoy it. And I think that comes across in the videos. I mean, when somebody's just punching the clock and when somebody enjoys something. I've always, this is part of my gift. I'm a communicator. I'm a sharer. I did it when I had a nonprofit. I do it through social media, even though outlets that don't run ads. That's who I am. And that's why I enjoy doing it. But I also know the creative arts. I also know the ministry is not somewhere where you should make it your primary source of income, because then your creativity is compromised, your message is compromised, and then you have to pander. And I don't want to make videos like that. I want to make videos pure, not pandering. Tease up, hey, tease up. Always great seeing you, Sam. Always great having you, tease up. Zelda. Hey, Sam, is your evening going great? You look peaceful. Thank you, Zelda. It is going great, and I hope the same for you. Peace be with you. Master JD, Mr. JG, sorry. Hey, hello to you. All right. Well, I had a good night, and I'm thankful. I pray that all you have a peaceful night. You let go of any negative thoughts. Don't put too much sadness on your soul. Everything's okay. Keep smiling.